Good morning, my students. Today we will solve the homework given yesterday. It was on derivative of a function by using rule 7 and rule 8. Let's start together rule 7. If I have a function f of x equals to u to the power m, where u is a function, then the derivative f prime of x in this case is equal to the power m multiplied by the function u raised to power m minus 1 multiplied by u prime, where u prime is the derivative of the function u. Let's start by solving exercise 1. Exercise 1. Calculate the derivative f prime of x in each of the following functions. Part A. I have f of x equals 2x plus 3 all squared. Between brackets we have function because it contains x and it is raised to power 2. Then this derivative will be made by using rule number 7. So the rule is the derivative f prime of x equals to m multiplied by u to the power m minus 1 multiplied by u prime. M is the power, so 2 is m. U is the function inside or between the brackets. This is u. We still need u prime, the derivative of u. So we will suppose that the function between bracket is u. So u equals 2x plus 3. And u prime is the derivative of u. What is the derivative of 2x? It is 2. And what is the derivative of 3? It is 0 because it is constant. Now we have u and u prime. And we have m equals 2. We can substitute them in the rule. Then f prime of x equals to m, which is the power, which is equal to 2. Multiplied by u, and this is u, 2x plus 3, raised to power m minus 1, and m is 2, so 2 minus 1 is 1, multiplied by u prime, and this is u prime, it is 2. Then f prime of x equals to 2 times 2, it is 4, multiplied by 2x plus 3. Now, part B. I have f of x equals to x squared plus 3 all to power 10. This is a function because it contains x. And this is power 10. So, we can find the derivative by using rule 7. And the derivative is m multiplied by u to the power m minus 1 multiplied by u prime, where m is the power, so m equals 10. U is the quantity between brackets, which is x squared plus 3, and we will calculate u prime. So, suppose that the quantity between brackets is u, which is x squared plus 3. And u prime is the derivative of u, so it is equal to, what is the derivative of x squared? It is 2x, and the derivative of 3, it is 0 because 3 is constant. Now we have u and u prime, and m equals 10. We will carry m, u and u prime to the rule. Now f prime of x equals to m, which is 10, multiplied by u, which is x squared plus 3, to the power m minus 1. It is 10 minus 1, which is 9, multiplied by u prime, which is 2x. Now, f prime of x equals to 10 times 2x, it is 20x, multiplied by x squared plus 3 to the power 9. And this is the derivative. Part C, we have f of x equals 3x cubed plus 5x all to the power 4. We have a function raised to power 4. Then we can find the derivative f prime of x by using what? By using rule number 7. Rule number 7 is, if I have a function f of x equals to u to the power m, then f prime of x equals to m multiplied by u to the power m minus 1 multiplied by u prime. M is the power, so m is equal to what? Is equal to 4. And u is the function between brackets, so u it is equal to 3x cubed plus 5x. We still need u prime to apply the rule. So we will suppose that the quantity between brackets is u, and u equals to 3x cubed plus 5x. We will find u prime, the derivative of u, and it is the derivative of 3x cubed is 9x squared plus the derivative of 5x is 5. Now we have u prime, and m is 4. We can apply the rule to find derivative. F prime of x equals to the power m, which is 4, multiplied by u, which is 3x cubed plus 5x raised to power m minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3, multiplied by u prime, which is 9x squared plus 5. If we arrange them, f prime of x equals to 4 into 9x squared plus 5 multiplied by 3x cubed plus 5x to the power 3, and this is the derivative. Now we have part D, f of x equals 4 multiplied by minus x plus 5 raised to power what? Squared. Here, as you see, we have a function f of x equals to constant, which is 4. This is the constant. And we have a function raised to power m, which is 2. In this case, f of x has the form constant multiplied by u to the power m. Then the derivative f prime of x equals to the constant multiplied by, and we will apply here rule number what? Rule number 7. So the rule is the power multiplied by u to the power m minus 1 multiplied by u prime. The constant is 4, and the function between brackets is u, so u equals minus x plus 5, and the power is m, and we still need u prime, the derivative of u. What is the derivative of minus x? It is minus 1, and the derivative of 5, it is 0, because 5 is constant and m is 2. Now let's substitute in the rule to get f prime of x equals the constant, which is 4, multiplied by the power, which is 2, multiplied by the function u minus x plus 5 to the power m minus 1. That means 2 minus 1, which is 1, multiplied by what? By u prime, which is minus 1. Now f prime of x equals to 4 times 2 is 8 times minus 1, it is minus 8, multiplied by minus x plus 5, and this is the derivative f prime of x. Part E, f of x equals to 2x squared plus 4x plus 2 to the power 5. I have function between bracket raised to power. Then it is on rule number 7, which is if f of x equals to u to the power m, then the derivative f prime of x equals to the power multiplied by u to the power m minus 1 multiplied by u prime. So we will suppose that the quantity inside the bracket is u. So u equals 2x squared plus 4x plus 2. We will calculate u prime, the derivative of u, to get 2 times 2, it is 4x plus 4 plus 0 because the derivative of 2 is 0. We have u prime and m, which is the power, it is equal to 5. Let's substitute them in the rule. We will get f prime of x equals to m, it is 5, u, which is 2x squared plus 4x plus 2 to the power m minus 1. The power m is 5 minus 1, so it is 4 multiplied by u prime, which is 4x plus 4. Then the derivative f prime of x, I will only arrange them. 5 multiplied by 4x plus 4 multiplied by 2x squared plus 4x plus 2 to the power 4. Part F, if f of x equals radical x plus 1, it is a function raised to power 3. So it is on rule number 7. Now, if we write the rule in this case, the derivative is equal to m multiplied by u to the power m minus 1 multiplied by u prime. Now, we will suppose the quantity between bracket to be u. So, u equals 4x plus 1. Now, what is u prime? The derivative of radical x will be the derivative of the quantity under radical, so the derivative of x is 1 over 2 radical x. And the derivative of 1 is 0 because it is constant. So u equals radical x plus 1, u prime equals 1 over 2 radical x, and m equals 3, which is the power. Now, f prime of x equals to m, which is the power, is 3 multiplied by u radical x plus 1 raised to power m minus 1. It is 3 minus 1, and the answer is 2 multiplied by u prime, which is 1 over 2 radical x. F prime of x equals 2. If we multiply 3 by this bracket, we will get 3 over 2 radical x. Don't forget the multiplication of 2 a fraction, numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator, multiplied by radical x plus 1 all squared. Now, we will remember together rule number 8. This is the most important rule. So, if f of x equals u over v, where u and v are two functions, or at least v is a function, that means it contains x, and u may be a function or a number, but v must be contains x to use this rule. So if f of x equals u over v, then the derivative f prime of x equals u prime v minus v prime u over v squared, where u prime the derivative of the numerator u and v it is the denominator, minus v prime, which is the derivative of the denominator, multiplied by u, which is the numerator, over v squared. يعني means the denominator كله بدنا نعمل له squared. Let's start in exercise 2. Calculate the derivative f prime of x in each of the following function. I have in part A f of x equals x over x plus 1. It is u over v. So we will use rule 8. Rule 8 said if f of x equals u over v, then f prime of x equals to u prime v minus v prime u over v squared. I have v, it is x plus 1. I have u, it is x, the numerator. I still need u prime and v prime. And v squared, I have v, it is the denominator. So I will calculate u prime, which is the derivative of u, and v prime, the derivative of v. So we will suppose that u equals x and u prime is 1 because the derivative of x is 1. And v equals x plus 1 and its derivative is 1 because the derivative of x is 1 and the derivative of 1 is 0 because it is constant. I have u and u prime, v and v prime. Let's substitute them in the rule. So f prime of x equals to u prime, which is 1, multiplied by v, u prime multiplied by v, which is x plus 1, minus v prime, which is 1, multiplied by what? By u, which is x, over v squared. So over the denominator all squared. We will simplify only the numerator. I need the denominator to be squared. So we will simplify. 1 times x plus 1 is x plus 1 minus x over x plus 1 all squared minus x, and x will be cancelled to get 1 over x plus 1 squared. Now, part B, I have f of x equals x plus 1 over x minus 1. This is a function and this is a function. So it is u over v. To find the derivative f prime of x, I will use rule number 8. So f prime of x equals to u prime v minus v prime u over v squared. I have v, which is the denominator. I have u, which is the numerator. I still need u prime and v prime. So I will suppose that the numerator is u. So u equals x plus 1, and I will find u prime, the derivative of u. So u prime equals the derivative of x is 1 and the derivative of 1 is 0. And v equals to x minus 1 and its derivative v prime is the derivative of x is 1 and the derivative of minus 1 is 0. Now I have u and u prime, v and v prime, carry them to the rule. So f prime of x equals u prime, which is 1, multiplied by v, which is x minus 1, minus v prime, which is 1, multiplied by u, which is x plus 1, over v squared, يعني over the denominator squared. Now f prime of x equals to 1 multiplied by x minus 1, it is x minus 1, minus, will change the bracket, will change the sign inside the brackets. So I will get minus x minus 1 over x minus 1 squared. Then minus x and x will be cancelled, and f prime of x equals to minus 1 is minus 2 over x minus 1 all squared. Part C. f of x equals x squared over 3x minus 1. It is a function over a function, so it has the form u over v. Then f prime of x by using rule number 8 equals u prime v minus v prime u over v squared. So I will suppose that the numerator is u, so u equals x squared, and I will find u prime, which equals the derivative of u, so the derivative of x squared is 2x. Now I have u and u prime, and v equals the denominator 3x minus 1, and its derivative v prime will be equal to the derivative of 3x is the 3, and the derivative of minus 1 is 0. Now I have v and v prime. Let's substitute them in the rule. F prime of x equals to u prime, which is 2x, multiplied by v, which is 3x minus 1, minus v prime, which is 3, multiplied by u, which is x squared, over v squared. I mean the denominator squared, or here is v. It is 3x minus 1 all squared. Let's simplify the numerator. 2 multiplied by 3x, it is 6x minus 2 minus 3x squared over 3x minus 1 all squared. This is the derivative, but I will arrange the numerator, and it is minus 3x squared plus 6x minus 2 over 3x minus 1 all squared. Part D, f of x equals x squared plus 3 over x plus 4. It is a function over a function, then it is in the form u over v. Then the rule is f prime of x is u prime v minus v prime u over v squared. So I will suppose that the numerator is u, so u equals x squared plus 3, and its derivative u prime equals 2. The derivative of x squared is 2x, and the derivative of the constant 3 is 0. And v is the denominator, which is x squared plus 4, and its derivative v prime equals 2. The derivative of x squared is 2x, and the derivative of 4 is 0. Now I will carry u prime v prime to the rule. Now f prime of x equals to u prime, which is 2x, multiplied by v, which is x squared plus 4, minus v prime, which is 2x, multiplied by u, which is x squared plus 3, and all over v squared, so it is over x squared plus 4 all squared. Let's simplify the numerator. 2x multiplied by x squared, it is 2x cubed. 2x multiplied by 4, it is 8x, minus into 2x multiplied by x squared, it is 2x cubed, plus 2x multiplied by 3, it is 6x, over x squared plus 4 all squared. Now I will enter this minus to the bracket to change its signs. F prime of x equals 2x cubed plus 8x minus 2x cubed minus 6x over x squared plus 4 all squared. Now 2x cubed and minus 2x cubed will be cancelled, and the derivative equals to a plus 8x minus 6x, it is 2x over x squared plus 4 all squared. بتلاحظوا بيشتغلون على قلة من مهلة حتى بالإشارات، لأن بعدين يبنى عليهم أسئلة أفرع كتير مهمة بالفانكشن. إيه f of x equals 4x cubed minus 7x over 5x squared plus 2. It is a function over a function, then it is in the form u over v. The rule of derivative in this case is f prime of x equals to u prime v minus v prime u over v squared. I need u prime and v prime, where u is the numerator and v is the denominator. Let's suppose that u equals the numerator, which is 4x cubed minus 7x, and its derivative u prime equals to the derivative of 4x cubed is 12x squared minus the derivative of 7x is 7. And let's v, the denominator, equals to 5x squared plus 2, and its derivative v prime equals to the derivative of 5x squared is 10x, and the derivative of 2 is 0 because it is constant. I have now u and u prime and v prime, so we will go to the rule. Now f prime of x equals to u prime is equal to 12x squared minus 7 multiplied by v, which is 5x squared plus 2, minus v prime, which is 10x, multiplied by u, which is 4x cubed minus 7x, all over v squared. I mean the denominator is squared. 5x plus 2 all squared. Now we will solve the numerator. 12x squared times 5x squared is 60x to the power 4. 12x squared multiplied by 2, it is 24x squared, minus 7 multiplied by 5x squared, it is minus 35x squared minus 14. Now I have minus, so I will put minus and open the bracket. 10x multiplied by 4x cubed, it is 40x to the power 4, minus 10 multiplied by 7, it is 70x squared over 5x squared plus 2 all squared. Now we will enter this minus to the bracket to change the signs inside it. So f prime of x is 60x to the power 4 plus 24x squared minus 35x squared minus 14 minus 40x to the power 4 plus 70x squared over 5x squared plus 2 all squared. Now f prime of x equals to 60x to the power 4 minus 40x to the power 4. The answer is 20x to the power 4. 24x squared minus 35x squared, it is minus 11x squared plus 70x squared, and the answer is 59x squared minus 14 over 5x squared plus 2 all squared, and this is the derivative. Part F, given f of x equals 3x over x squared plus 4. It is in the form u over v. Then the rule of derivative in this case is f prime of x equals to u prime v minus v prime u over v squared, where u is the numerator and v is the denominator. Let's now suppose that u equals to 3x, then its derivative u prime is equals to 3, and v equals to x squared plus 4, and its derivative is v prime equals to the derivative of x squared is 2x, and the derivative of 4 is 0 because it is constant. Now we have u prime and v prime and u and we will substitute them in the rule. So f prime of x equals to u prime is 3 multiplied by v, which is x squared plus 4, minus v prime, which is 2x multiplied by u, which is 3x, over v squared, so x squared plus 4 all squared. Now we will simplify the numerator, and f prime of x equals to 3x squared plus 12 minus 2x times 3x, it is 6x squared over x squared plus 4 all squared. So f prime of x is equal to 3x squared minus 6x squared, it is minus 3x squared plus 12 over x squared plus 4 all squared. You can stop here, or you can take 3 as common to get 3 into minus x squared plus 4 over x squared plus 4 all squared, and it is equal to 3 into 2 minus x into 2 plus x over x squared plus 4 all squared, and this is the derivative. Part J, given f of x equals 3 plus x squared over 3x minus 1. It is c of x plus g of x. In this case, the derivative is equal to the derivative of the first term or function plus the derivative of the second function. So f prime of x equals to the derivative of 3, which is 0, plus the derivative of the second function. Here we have u over v. So the rule of derivative in this case is u prime v minus v prime u over v squared. Now we will suppose that u equals to x squared, and u prime, which is its derivative, is equal to what? Is equal to x, to 2x. And v equals to the denominator, which is 3x minus 1, and its derivative v prime equals to the derivative of 3x is 3, and the derivative of minus 1 is 0. So f prime of x equals to, we will remove 0 because we have addition, equals to u prime, which is 2x, multiplied by v, which is 3x minus 1, minus v prime, that is 3, multiplied by u, which is x squared, over v squared, which is 3x minus 1 all squared. Now we will simplify the numerator. F prime of x equals to 6x squared minus 2x minus 3x squared over 3x minus 1 all squared. So f prime of x equals to 6x squared minus 3x squared, it is 3x squared minus 2x over 3x minus 1 all squared. You can continue by taking x as common to get x into 3x minus 2 over 3x minus 1 all squared, and this is the derivative. بس بهيك part بدنا ننتبه انه ممكن هون ما يكون عندنا number، ممكن يكون any other function الى rule وما يكون عندنا هون الانسر 0. ممكن هون ما يكون عندنا plus، ممكن يكون عندنا minus، واذا كان هون عندنا minus طبيعي بده يغير اشارات البراكت بعد ما نشتغل، فالبراكت بده يضلوا open لنعمل simplify للي جوا بعدين نضربهم بالماينس برا. يعني ممكن يكون في اكتر من رول ببارت واحد. Now part H, f of x equal x plus 1 squared over x plus 4. This is a function u and this is a function v, then it is in the form u over v. So f prime of x equals to u prime v minus v prime u over v squared. So we will suppose that the numerator is u equals to x plus 1 squared, then the derivative in this case. هيدي إذا بتذكروا rule number 7 اللي هي u to the power m. We will put 2 the power multiplied by u, which is x plus 1, raised to power m minus 1, so 2 minus 1 is 1, multiplied by the derivative of the function inside the bracket. The derivative of x plus 1 is 1. Then u prime equals to 2 into x plus 1. And v equals x plus 4, so v prime equals to 1. صاروا القاعدات يتداخلوا ببعض بنفس السؤال. I have u prime, u, v prime. Now f prime of x equals to u prime, which is 2 into x plus 1 multiplied by v, which is x plus 4, minus v prime, which is 1 multiplied by u, which is x plus 1 all squared, over x plus 4 all squared. Now f prime of x equals to, we can take x plus 1 as common, because here the first quantity and here the second quantity, we have x plus 1 as common. We will get x plus 1 into 2 into x plus 4 minus x plus 1 over x plus 4 all squared. Now f prime of x equals to x plus 1 into 2x plus 8, and the minus will enter the bracket to get minus x minus 1 over x plus 4 all squared, and the answer is x plus 1 into 2x minus x is x plus 8. Here minus 1 is plus 7 over what? X plus 4 all squared, and this is the derivative. هلا أنا أخذت هون الأكس بلس 1 common إنه سهلت شوي علي الكالكوليشن. في طلاب لا بيعملوا expand هون x plus 1 multiplied by x plus 4 وبيعملوا هيدي remarkable identity على قاعدة a plus b all squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared، وبيرجعوا بدخلوا الماينس على هيدي وبيعملوا سمبليفاي عادي، بيبعدوا انه ياخذوا كمان. هون بتصير كل طالب بحلها هو كيف بلاقي الكالكوليشن اسهل عليه. وهيك بنكون خلصنا، ويعطيكم الف عافية.